From the heart of Wayne County, this is Wayne Goldsboro Television, Goldsboro, North Carolina. Today, September 27th, 2016, and this is Wayne Goldsboro Television. I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Pat Garner.
Where are we?
We are at the Wayne Regional Agriculture Fair.
We are, and they're getting ready to set up here. Now, today's Tuesday, and the fair starts Thursday afternoon. I believe 4 o'clock the gates will open, and you can see behind us there is activity. We're over here near the food area, but there's a lot of activity going on. We're here at the fairgrounds. They're setting up the equipment for all the rides. We see back over in the background. We'll take a look at this in just a few minutes. The big 108-foot. There's a name for it. I can't remember the name, but it's a Ferris wheel looking thing with the big gondolas in there and everything. But it's a beauty. It is huge. It is large and it is huge. All right, people riding around in golf carts and getting things done around here. I just saw Sandra Head flying by. You know, there's a speed limit out here. Anyway, we're here at the fairgrounds watching all the activity. A lot of people rolling in here, and the fair gets underway this Thursday, and I hope you're able to attend. There's a lot of stuff going on. And during the course of this week, we will tell you about some of the things going on this week and next week as the fair begins, and then each day we'll have a list of the things that are going to be going on that day. Right?
Yes.
All right. If you're a weather kind of a person, are you a weather kind of a person? You're not.
That would be you.
Oh, yeah, that's right. There's training being offered this Wednesday. That's tomorrow, beginning at 12:30 at Wayne Community College in Moffett Auditorium. It is Storm Spotter Training. And if you would like to get information about this, you don't have to register. There is no charge. It's free. You just go and get your Storm Spotter Training. 12:30 tomorrow in Moffett Auditorium at Wayne Community College. And you'll learn how to identify hazardous weather conditions. You'll also learn how to report that information to the National Weather Service and also teach you how to stay safe under those conditions. It's free and open to the public. Pre-registration is not required. Simply just go on over there and show up and just have a good time soaking up all that knowledge. Right?
Yep.
We've got one meeting left at the end of the month. That's the 27th. That's the latter part of this week.
The Veterans of Foreign Wars.
That's tonight.
Mount Olive Post 9959 meeting at 6:30 at 1010 North Church Street in Mount Olive.
Right.
Tonight.
That's exactly right. Now, what about that one?
The monthly community education series is holding a Hope Not Dope. It's a personal story of addiction and recovery. It will be Wednesday, September the 28th.
That's tomorrow.
From 5:30 to 6:30.
Tomorrow evening.
p.m.
Thank you.
At the Wayne County Public Library, which is at 101 East Ash Street in Goldsboro.
All right.
And you need to register. You can call Suzanne Lewis at 252-520-8827.
Excellent.
The Wayne Shrine Club Fish Fry is coming up September the 30th. You can have lunch from 11 to 2, and dinner will be from 4 to 7. You can get it from Goldsboro, which is a drive-through takeouts at Herman Park. You can eat in at Herman Park Center.
All right.
And Mount Olive will also have drive-through takeouts at Highway 55, which is next to Robert's Machine Shop.
Right across from the food line there, across the highway there. Anyway, looking forward to that. Tickets are plates are $8.
Yes.
11 till 2 and 4 till 7, so you get a chance to eat lunch and then you get a chance to eat dinner. And some people will take advantage of both. $8 a plate, why don't you go ahead and give them $9 or $10? You know, just make it an even round number. Round it out to $10. And if you're a business owner or a manager, why not serve up lunch for all your employees? I mean, it's a great PR move, but it's also a great move to help the Shriners and the Shriners Children's Hospitals, and that's what this particular event is benefiting, the Shriners Children's Hospitals. They do this every year. All right? The State of the Military is an event that's tomorrow beginning at 11 o'clock, 11 a.m. in the morning, and it's at Goldsboro Event Center, and you're asked to RSVP. That is required, and you can do that by calling Linda at the Wayne County Chamber, 919-734-2241, 734-2241 to RSVP. You need to do this right away because it's tomorrow, and if you don't do it right away, it is tomorrow, then you may not get to go, so do it right now. State of the Military is a Military Affairs Committee event where the 4th Fighter Wing Commander, the 916th Air Refueling Wing Commander, and the Chairman of the Military Affairs Committee, they all brief the community on the state of the base, the issues of concern, and their achievements as well. That's tomorrow at Goldsboro Event Center on South Slocum Street in Goldsboro. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, a couple more things here very quickly. Coming up October 6th is a forklift rodeo. Have you ever heard of that? Nope, I haven't either, but it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be there for that. It's going to be a good event. It starts at 4 o'clock at the Advanced Manufacturing Center. That used to be Busman. It's on South John Street at Dixie Trail, or on Dixie Trail at South John Street. It starts at 4 o'clock, goes just a couple of hours. Go and have a good time. And then the following Thursday, on October 13th, they'll have their golf tournament at Walnut Creek Country Club. All right, we're going to go to our next part of the program, the next segment up. That's up next on Wayne Goldsboro Television. Today we welcome County Manager George Wood to the studio, and I appreciate you coming in.
Glad to do it.
Always good to see you. George, I want to start first of all asking you about the last brief commissioners meeting. I mean, they had the briefing, and then we had a brief meeting, if you would.
Yes.
And there was a lot on our plate that day. We had a lot of things to do, in spite of the fact that the meeting was so short. But give us an idea of a couple of things the commissioners covered.
Well, we really just did primarily just some housekeeping type things, and that's why the meeting was so short. I think it was like 35 minutes. And then the rest of the day, of course, we took a tour of the old Carver High School down in Mount Olive.
What were we looking for there?
Well, the purpose of the meeting was that the school board had mentioned to us at a recent meeting where we were dealing with the architect selection for the new elementary school. After that meeting, one of the board members mentioned that they would be interested in disposing of the Carver School because technically it's still owned by the school board, rented to the town of Mount Olive for $1 a year. And we talked about that a little bit. They wanted to know if we had any interest in it because by state law, if they're going to dispose of school property, they have to give the Board of Commissioners the right of first refusal on it.
I see.
And I told them I didn't think we had any need for it, but that I thought the town of Mount Olive was using it pretty extensively, and in fact it put some grant money into it. And so I offered to call the town manager, Charles Brown, in Mount Olive and discuss it. And Charles was excited about the possibility the town might get it.
Right.
So what we decided was that I told him, I said, I'd like to come see it because I had never been down there. Well, as it turned out, as you know, we were having the portrait unveiling for J.D. Evans down at the library at 2 o'clock that afternoon. So we had some time, so we set up a tour at about 11 down there to go through the school. And that was the purpose, is to let our board members see what a great use Mount Olive is doing with that building. So I think where we're at now is I've reported back to Dr. Dunsmore that the town was supportive of that. And so I think at this point the ball's in the Board of Education's court as to hopefully releasing that over to the school. I mean to the town.
To the town.
So and I think that'll be a win-win for everybody.
Yeah.
But they've got a lot of things in there, and I think y'all went, so you saw everything. So that was the primary thing, and then of course we had the portrait unveiling, which was a very nice ceremony.
It was nice. Well attended.
Well attended.
Yeah.
I mean, we had to keep bringing chairs in, as you know, in the back of the room. I mean, it was standing room only in the community room down there, and I think that was a testament to former Commissioner Evans's impact in Mount Olive, and particularly on the library project.
He was, I guess, some people could, and I haven't heard this, but the first thing that comes to my mind is a bulldog.
Mm-hmm.
He's constantly going in and pushing,
Yeah.
And getting things done.
Yeah, from the stories I've heard,
Yeah.
that's the key, is he kept pushing for it and made the case for it, and of course the result is there for everybody to see. It's a beautiful facility.
It is. Steel Memorial Library. We're very proud of it. And the town of Mount Olive really came together on that.
They
did,
project. And it's cleaned up that whole area there. I think it's been a big addition to downtown, particularly when you consider it was a derelict building.
Yeah, it was totally empty.
So from their perspective, it's cleaned it up. They did a beautiful job doing the Veterans Memorial Park across the street.
Yes.
They repaved the parking lot diagonally across from the library and the Veterans Memorial. So, I mean, they cleaned up 3 of the 4 corners there, and it's a nice job. Everything
Of course, we
looks
can't clean
good.
up the 4th because somebody lives there.
That's right.
Well,
it was in good shape.
We're going to leave them alone.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was a great day, and the ceremony honoring J.D. Evans was magnificent. It was just a great event.
Yeah, it was
and
very
now
nice.
that's the J.D. Evans room.
That's right. It's the community room is named for him, and of course the library is named for Dr. Steele, who started the first library there.
Right.
And so I thought that was very appropriate, and we certainly wanted to make it a nice ceremony. I think everybody was pleased.
Let's. I want to ask you about the sewer revitalization thing that came up here the other day.
What we're doing there, and we have filed the grant application today, as a matter of fact. And what we're doing there is the local government commission has had several meetings with representatives of the county, City of Goldsboro, Fremont, and Eureka, and they want us to do a possible regionalization / merger study on the sewer systems. As you know, Eureka's had some issues, Fremont's had some issues, and all the sewer ultimately ends up going to Goldsboro to be treated, except where Fremont can use their lagoons, and they're trying to do some work now to put those back in operation. But they're concerned, the LGC is concerned about the financial viability long term, so they wanted the folks in Wayne County to do a study on this. The county's agreed to be the entity that will hire the consultant to do the study. And the good thing is the LGC and some other parties at the state have some money for these types of studies. They encouraged us to apply, and we have done that. We've used our engineering consultant, Municipal Engineers, to help us, and they finished the application today. It's due the 30th, but I told them I wanted it in at least a week ahead of time. And the reason for that is Fremont will be applying for, I believe it's a $1.2 million grant to work on their sewer system. And our request to do the study needs to be in simultaneously. So I wanted to be sure that when their grant goes in next week, we already have our proposal to do the study in their hands. So we've done that.
Okay, and we expect to have a response to that?
It'll be very shortly, and it's for up to $50,000.
Okay.
And the whole idea is to look at, does it make financial sense to merge or regionalize all or a portion of these systems, including the county's small system in Genoa, which is a very small system, which again attaches to Goldsboro, and ultimately our effluent goes to their wastewater treatment plant as well. So this is not unusual. It's a growing trend, particularly for smaller systems, to merge into one system. Nobody's being forced to do it. It's strictly a study to see, does it make sense? And then the 4 entities will get back together after we do the study. But a lot of it really, Wayne, comes down to almost like a sewer rate study. Because if you think about it, you have 4 entities with 4 different rate structures for their customers. And what you've really got to look at to do a rate study is do at least a 10-year look at the capital improvements you'll need to maintain the system. And that's really what the local government commission wants to see is, are these systems financially viable long term, or does it make sense to merge them? And so that's the nature of the study.
it seems either way they decide, whichever way they decide, it would be a winner for everyone all the way around.
I think so, and I think you know, we'll get some good information from that in terms of what are the long-range cost implications for everybody, each individual system, and then if you aggregate them, what does that do to the rates? Because remember, if you aggregate them, then you've got one customer base and one set of rates.
The contract we have with the city, what is the term on that? How long is that?
You know, I read it when I first came here. I'm trying to remember. I think it's like 20 with an option to renew for more. And but our terms are the same as Fremont's in terms of the rate.
Okay. All right. What about the others? Are they higher or lower? Do you recall?
I'm not sure. Eureka's flow goes to Fremont, and they pay Fremont a certain amount, and then Fremont pays Goldsboro. So, but I don't remember what that rate is different for Eureka. But Eureka's retail rates are different from Fremont's, that are different from Goldsboro and us.
So it's just evolved into this. It's just kind of a.
That's right.
There's a lot of.
Well, the LGC's job is to oversee the finances of local governments and to make sure you know, they can handle everything they've got and that they stay financially viable. So when they have concerns like that, you know, they want us to address that.
All right. What about, how are we doing on the 911 system? Where are we standing?
Well, the 911 system is moving along nicely. We are doing two projects that tie into that. One is the fiber loop project, which will take fiber basically from the Jeffers building out to the jail. Now, we actually already have all of that part done. From the jail, it'll go to the 911 center. Then it will loop back down Herman Street, which of course is Wayne Memorial, back into town. So that gives us a looped system. So
Jeffers building is on John Street, right?
Right.
John
that's right.
and Mulberry.
That's right.
All right. And from
so
there out,
basically,
it goes out.
yeah, it won't go down William. It'll go down a side street, but basically parallel William and then cut over.
Okay.
Then from there, the last part of that will not be a loop, but it will be a line going from Herman and actually Wayne Memorial at that point, and that will go all the way out to the Maxwell Regional Agricultural Convention Center, because we've got to get fiber out there. Because as you can imagine, if we have a large gathering, everybody today has a mobile device. You know, so you're literally going to could have thousands of people out there putting that kind of demand on it. So we've got to have a pretty robust infrastructure out there.
Well, you know, this past week we've had a lot of rain in the area, but it seems to be moving along pretty quickly out there. They have curbing down.
Yeah, they have curb and gutter down. They have put quite a bit of the sewer and drainage pipe in, and that's what they're working on now on the site work. As far as MRAC, we will be they've gotten the last bids in for the subcontractors, with the exception of 4 of them. We'll have those, I think, next week. Then we're going to have a meeting with T.A. Loving and the architect, hopefully nail all of that down, and should be ready to go to the Board of Commissioners on the 4th of October at our regular meeting and approve all of those contracts, and then we should know exactly what the total cost is going to be, unless we have any change orders. But one of the advantages of having a construction manager at risk is you've had somebody reviewing everything the architect's done on the front end. So hopefully with 2 different pairs of eyes on it, you've reduced the likelihood of a lot of change orders.
This is such an exciting undertaking. This is just going to be fantastic for all of Wayne County.
It really is. You know, and simultaneous with doing that, I'm working with the finance director and with our financial advisors on how much money do we have set aside and how much will we have to borrow. And we'll be doing a limited obligation bond sometime in January. And when we do that, we're going to be tying in some of the school projects, definitely the Meadow Lane Elementary School project. So that's part of it. Is, you know, we've got plans on how we're going to pay for it and everything. Now we just got to execute and do the bond and actually get the money in here.
But what's amazing to me, what's brilliant to me is just the way that this has been going all along. There's no taxes, no county taxes being raised for this. The money is not tax money. This is amazing.
Well,
how
we
this
were
turned out.
fortunate. We had some debt that had been issued about 3 years ago, which was 5-year debt. It
Mhm.
was for some equipment purchases. And I knew that it would be coming off in a couple of years. And we keep debt service schedules year by year. So, you know, we can look at those and see what is our debt service going to be each fiscal year. And so you can look at that after you add it all up and see where are we going to be each fiscal year.
Right.
And so I knew that 2 more years out, it dropped like a rock, thank God.
Yeah.
So that's when we knew that we could fit all of this in without any problem.
Timing is everything.
It is.
Timing
It
is everything.
So
Yes.
yeah, I think we've got to bridge it for a year, maybe a year and a half, which won't be a problem. After that, the amount of debt coming off is more than the amount of debt we'll have to add to cover all of this.
That's beautiful.
So we're very pleased with that.
Well, how are we doing on the detention center?
Well, the detention center is almost done.
Yeah.
We will be taking possession of that in late October, maybe early November. The sheriff wants some time after that to do some training with his people, and that's part of the contract with Mosley Architects. They have a division that does training on the facility, and also some of the specialized training that you have to do for jails in North Carolina. So they have a division of their company that does that, and in fact the guy who heads that up is a former jailer in North Carolina, jail administrator. So we'll be doing that. So it'll probably be sometime in December, maybe even January, when we finally actually open it from the standpoint of bringing inmates into it.
Right.
But they're on schedule. The schedule called for late October, and Daniels & Daniels is right on schedule.
Wow. That's fantastic.
Yeah, so we're very pleased with it, and we think we're getting a quality job. So I think that project is in good shape, and like I said, in about about 5 weeks, we should be taking it over.
Wow. Moving along very quickly.
Yeah.
You know, when you and I sit down here, we just cover a couple of things about what we want to mention, what we want to talk about. And sometimes we don't talk about what we want to talk about at all. And sometimes I throw you a curve, but let me throw you a curve.
Okay.
No, I wanted to ask you now, Tommy Burns moved on to bigger and what he said would consider bigger and better things, I guess, and did a fine job with us. But now, tell me about the new man that's coming in.
Well, what we're doing is we're bringing someone in as an interim assistant county manager while we do the search for a permanent one.
Right.
And so what we're doing is basically what the board did when I came is we've reached out to a couple of retired county managers, or assistant county managers, and I interviewed 2 of them, and my preference, and the board went along with that, is Phil Ponder. And I've known Phil for well over 25 years.
Oh, okay.
Phil retired about, I think he retired in February of this year, and he had been the assistant county manager in Gaston County.
Okay.
Gaston is a county of a little over 200,000 people.
Near Charlotte.
Yeah, near Charlotte. He was the assistant county manager there probably 10 or 11 years. Before that, he was their finance director and budget director. He also has experience as a city manager in 2 North Carolina cities, and he's been an assistant city manager before that. So he's well versed. He has over 30 years of experience in local government, and the bulk of that as upper management in counties. The way Gaston was set up is he basically ran the day-to-day operations. And that's what I'm looking for, is helping
Somebody to run the day-to-day? Okay, I got you.
operations. So at least for some of our departments.
I got you.
And so we're excited to get Phil here. He's agreed to come for 90 to 120 days.
Oh, great.
And that should give us sufficient time. We're already advertising the permanent position now.
Right.
And I would think within at least 120 days we'll have somebody ready to go on that.
Oh, that's great. Looking forward to meeting him. Phil Ponder.
Phil Ponder.
Interim assistant county manager.
Interim assistant county manager, and I think everybody will enjoy working with him. He's a great guy.
Great. All right. Well, coming for you, if you've known him 25 years, I guess he's probably all right.
He's okay.
He's okay. All right. County Manager George Wood with us this afternoon, bringing us up to date about everything going on in Wayne County, and we appreciate it so much.
Thank you, Wayne.
Thank you,
Appreciate
George.
it.
Right. And this is Wayne Goldsboro Television. We're back on this Tuesday here at the Wayne Regional Agricultural Fairgrounds. We're going to move the camera around to get another shot here of some of the things that's going on. Now, the fair starts Thursday, day after tomorrow. And day after tomorrow being Thursday at 4 p.m. is when the gates will open to the public. Just prior to that, in the exhibition hall, there will be all kinds of exhibits from food and crafts and things, and they will, by the time the gates open, all the blue ribbons and the red ribbons and the white ribbons and the yellows that are tied around trees, ribbons will have been awarded by that time, so you'll be able to find out who won what. All right, lots of stuff here at the Wayne Regional Fairgrounds. Now, let's see, also want to mention very quickly, you can enjoy a concert given by the United States Air Force Heritage of America Concert Band. This is going on at University of Mount Olive on October 17th at 7:30. These guys have been here before, and they put on an amazing show here at the U.S. Air Force Heritage of America Concert Band performance at Carnegie Arena at the University of Mount Olive, October 17th. Admission is free, but you have to have a ticket. And to get your tickets, you need to call Cindy Wellinger. Her number, by the way, or just email her, Wellinger, Wellinger, CWELLINGER .UMO. That's not right. That should be an at in there. At umo.edu. I hope that's right anyway. Anyway, call University of Mount Olive. You got any questions about that, and they'll straighten you out. Yeah, you need straightening out there. Taste of Wayne coming up October 8th. I can't believe that. October 8th from 11 until 2 at 200 North Center Street. That's somewhere around somewhere 200 will be near the City Hall in that area. Taste of Wayne starts at 11, goes till 2. Tickets are $15, and they're on sale now. And you can go to tasteofwayne.org, I believe, to get information about that. Yeah, you go to tasteofwayne.org or tasteofwayne.com. There it is, tasteofwayne.com, and get information about tickets and who's got them and where you can find them and what the event is and everything going on. That's a lot of fun. All right, what's special about today?
What is special, Wayne?
I'm glad you asked. Today is the 27th of the month of September 2016. Today is National, oh yeah, I missed that, didn't I? National Voter Registration Day. National Voter Registration Day. Today is also National Woman Road Warrior Day. Whew, okay, I won't even go there. Today is also World Tourism Day. It is. It's also Ancestor Appreciation Day. Of course, we should all appreciate our ancestors, because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here. All right? Ancestor Appreciation Day. And today is Google's birthday. It says here, Google's birthday is the 27th. I don't understand that when Google was actually founded on September 4th. So why is today? I won't even get into that because it's very confusing. Google itself is quite confusing. I'm not a fan of Google.
I like Google.
I'm not a fan. Look, did you hear that? My computer just shut off. Thanks, Google. Anyway, Google's birthday is today. They were founded in 1998, which makes them 18 years old today, it says. All right? Now, that's what's special about today. Here's our trivia question for today. Trivia question category is theme show, television theme songs. That's it. Television theme songs. One of our favorite television programs has a theme song entitled Time for Tony. That was the song that was written by the gentleman who created this particular program. This particular program created, and with the theme song Time for Tony, that theme song title's been changed, but that was the original because the creator's son was named Tony. So he wrote the song with him in mind. But the song has been played on television since 1964. So we're looking for a theme song that's been played on television for 52 years. That's how long this particular show has been on TV. 52 years, and it's not Gunsmoke because this is still playing. This is still on television. What's the name of that television program with the theme song, Time for Tony? Written by the creator of the show 52 years ago. All right, that's the theme. That's our trivia question for today. Just think about that. I'll give you the answer in the next segment here on Wayne Goldsboro Television. I guess today in the studio we want to welcome Duffy Fleming and Ashley Fleming. Folks, how you doing?
Doing great.
Great to see you.
Thanks for
Appreciate
having
you coming in.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for being here. We want to talk today about Rotary in general and about a specific program coming up.
That's right. That's right.
Ashley, you're president of the Rotary this year.
This year I'm the president of Rotary. Rotary clubs change their president every year.
Right.
And this year is mine. And,
congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Duffy, who is coincidentally my wife, but she's also secretary of Rotary this year.
Well, isn't that a coincidence?
Very convenient.
Yeah. It is convenient.
Very important role. The secretary kind of keeps everybody straight with the in and outs of Rotary local and Rotary International. And
let's talk about Rotary. What
Okay.
you know, a lot of people are familiar with civic organizations in general, but tell us about Rotary.
Well, Rotary, as you said, is a civic organization. It's the largest civic organization worldwide. There's over 1.2 million Rotarians in 35,000 or so clubs like ours,
wow,
all over the globe in 200 countries. And so as Goldsboro Rotary, we are members of Rotary International. And Rotary International, like I said, is a large organization. Rotary was founded by a man named Paul Harris out of Chicago 100 plus years ago, and it's just a way to get together and not only act together as friends, but also do some good. And we like to say we do service above self. And one of the ways we do it locally is we have some things we like to fund, such as scholarships. Thank you.
Yes,
Scholarships
for
for high school
yes.
seniors.
Oh, okay.
And,
We do lots of things. I didn't know that's what you were.
Lots of things, and I had two or three in my head. I was trying to get the main one out.
All right, well,
but
Duffy,
it's scholarships for high school seniors, which is the proceeds of the funds we raise primarily go to that.
Okay, and is that your main project?
That's
throughout
our
the
main
year?
project.
We do
Well,
one,
give me another example.
okay, all right. Our Rotary, Goldsboro Rotary passes out dictionaries to every third grader in Wayne County.
That's great.
So it's called our dictionary project. And how many years do you think the Rotary Club's been doing it?
Probably 15 plus years. The late Rotarian Bill Smith, who you may have known, attorney in town, kind of brought that project to us. We were looking for something to do locally, and so we some of the funds go to buying the dictionaries and distributing them to every third grader, like you said, in Wayne County.
Oh, that's great.
The club goes out to each school. We pick a school or schools and deliver them personally to the students. And it's got in the dictionary, we put, Goldsboro Rotary Club, and we put the Rotary four-way test inside the dictionary.
Something that we talk about every year, because like I said, we keep making more and more third graders, but the Rotarians seem to say about the same.
Right.
So it's a big project for us, but we want to make sure that we're spending that money wisely. And is a paperback dictionary still a viable thing in today's modern world? And we ask teachers and things, and apparently they really think that it is. It's still a good thing. And
absolutely.
you can look it up on the computer, but getting that paper and turning it and finding the word you're looking for and spelling it and
well, you can't always carry your computer with you.
You can't, and it's something that some places where we go that no one's ever given them a book. So that's a very rewarding thing for us, and hopefully for the third graders.
Sure. All right. So, how long have you been a Rotarian?
I've been Rotarian between this club and Wilson Club before I came here over 12 years.
Okay, Duffy.
I haven't been Rotarian very long, so that's why I don't really know the four-way test by
Oh,
heart.
okay.
Probably a year.
About a year. Well, that's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
That's all right. Coming up, we've got a golf tournament coming up.
right.
Tell me about that, Ashley.
Yeah, our golf tournament, we've done it for several years, and last year we renamed it the Goldsboro Rotary Tim Finan Memorial Golf Tournament, of course, after all of ours, great man and friend, Tim Finan, who died suddenly just prior really to last year's golf tournament. And so he was a member, a longtime member of our club, past president, past assistant governor, which
Very
is
active in Rotary.
you know, as assistant governor, you go out to other clubs and do things as well. Just the spark of our club, and you know, it's hard for us to even talk about him without cracking up a little bit.
I understand.
So we renamed it after him, in memory of him, and this is our primary fundraiser. We do it out at Walnut Creek Country Club. This year it's on the 18th of October, and you know, we look forward to it. It's a lot of work. There's lots of golf tournaments out there, so you know, we kind of bill it as it's not the extremely expensive golf tournament to sponsor or be a part of, but it goes a long way to several $1,000 scholarships for high school seniors and some other things.
Scholarships again.
Yeah.
This is wonderful. Now Tim Finan was extremely well known and well loved in Wayne County, and just a very unique individual, a sense of humor that
he did our what we call our fun and fellowship at every meeting he was at. And where you get up and tell some jokes and things, and Tim could tell jokes that only Tim could tell.
No, that's true. That's true.
I couldn't get away with some of that.
No. Quite a unique individual,
Yes.
and of course a member of the judiciary here in Wayne County.
Yes.
Just an outstanding individual, a great American, and
Yes.
proud to have known him.
Yes, me too.
And we are proud to name this tournament in his memory, and hope that we can do good by it and raise as much money for scholarships as we possibly can.
Duffy, now, I know you're relatively new to the Rotarians, but do you have any idea how long the scholarship program has been in effect?
How long have we been giving out? A long time.
As long as I've been a member, and it'll vary every year between a couple. And last year we did 5 $1,000 scholarships.
Really? That's wonderful.
So that was a big deal. And one of the reasons, back up a minute, Tim Finan, that was his almost mission in Rotary. He loved the scholarships. He kind of headed up the group, the committee that gets some recommendations from schools, and then they bring students in, interviews them, and you know, determines the ones that they want to give the scholarships to based on lots of things. Last year they interviewed 5, and we had enough money, I believe, for 4, and the 5th was so good that someone anonymously came up with $1,000.
Really? Oh, that's wonderful.
And
wonderful.
so we gave away 5 scholarships last year. So a lot of them went to state, which of course was Tim Finan's, or going to state. They're there this year, which was Tim Finan's alma mater, and great pride. So.
But it's not the school specific.
No.
You can go to
that's
whichever
correct.
school.
That's right.
The Rotary Club meets how often?
We meet every Tuesday at now at Lane Tree. And we meet about 12:45, and we usually have a program. Someone comes in and speaks. You've been and spoken at our Rotary. They'll come on about 1:30, and we'll wrap it up about 2. And we have fun and get together and socialize and do the best we can do with what we have.
And you're always looking for new members.
Always looking for new members. So if service above self is something that appeals to you, certainly reach out to us. We're pretty easy to find, and we'll let you know more about what it's about.
Is there a web page?
There is Goldsboro Rotary. You can Google Goldsboro Rotary, and there's it has basic information in it. We're hopefully going. There's a Facebook page,
right?
You can find us in those ways as well.
And Tuesdays at 12:45, 12:30, 12:45 at Lane Tree, and somebody could come and just look for you two, and just say, "Look, I'm a guest, and I'm interested in Rotary."
Absolutely.
Right. You'll find someone you know.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. In fact, I found several people out there that I know already. I had no idea they were Rotarians. So.
Yeah, we have a couple of Rotarians have been members for 40-some years. Same club. So.
The Tim Finan Goldsboro Rotary Tim Finan Memorial Golf Tournament, Walnut Creek Country Club. And this is coming up October 18th. I presume shotgun start at...
Shotgun start at, we'll have lunch at noon.
Okay.
Shotgun start at 1. We have opportunities for sponsorships and players. So
great.
What I'd like to basically get out there if you're interested in playing at Walnut Creek Country Club. Good fun afternoon with Rotarians and other folks, not only Rotarians. You reach out to us. Kyle Sailors, who you may know is president-elect. He'll be president next year.
Great.
Which in our club puts you in charge of the golf
tournament.
So I was in charge of it last year. Kyle Sailors is the best person to reach out to if you're interested in it, and he can be reached at ksailors@SREANC.com. I don't know how you're going to get that out such that it's...
well, let's take another look at that.
Ksailors at
K-S-A-Y-L-O-R-S.
which stands for Sailors Real Estate Appraisal NC.
Oh, okay. I got it.
He's a real estate appraiser.
Okay, Ken Sailors,
Kyle Sailors.
K-S-A-Y-L-O-R-S. Sailors, S-A-Y-L-O-R-S. K Sailors at SREANC.com.
Or I'm maybe a little easier. I'm Ashley at turnertanks.com.
Okay.
TURNERTANKS.com.
Excellent. Yeah.
Wayne, we have very reasonable hole sponsorships, and it's reasonable to play. I mean, from $100 down, you can sponsor a hole.
Really?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, that's great.
$150 a hole, $100 for just kind of a lot of people to say, hey, here's $100. We have a lot of that.
Beautiful.
$75 if you want to play.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a fun day.
We need ladies. We need ladies to play. We had 2 ladies teams last year, and
really?
we had the most fun.
The ladies had more fun than the guys did.
You think? Yes.
I guess, I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see
come
that.
on,
They did
ladies.
have a good
Come and
time.
play.
Did you make them really look bad?
I didn't pay attention to what was anyone
but
else
you were
was
just
doing.
having fun, huh?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. It's fun. It's not. Just come have fun.
And there's prizes at the end. We normally give away, it's not the big prizes, but usually gift cards to local businesses.
Oh, that's great.
Well,
you have to
like
remember
Ed's
why.
or that's something
have,
downtown.
You have to remember what you're doing here.
Yeah, this is all for local stuff.
Providing
from our-
scholarships. That's
right.
so important.
That's right. Yeah. So please come out and join us. Reach out to somebody, and you can call your office, I guess, and you can find my
email
number.
Wayne.
If they
Yeah.
call me or email me, I'll pass along that information to them, and gladly I'll do that. My name. What is my name?
Your name?
What is my name? What's
What's
my
the
email?
four-way test?
I ask you first. It's wayne.alley@waynegov.com, and I'll be happy to pass along any information you need about this tournament. The Goldsboro Rotary Tim Finan Memorial Golf Tournament at Walnut Creek Country Club, October 18th. It starts with lunch at noon, and then shotgun start at 1 o'clock. And Super Bowl format, or
Yes.
four-man
yes.
Super Bowl.
That's correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
Outstanding. Ashley, thank you so much
Wayne,
for being
thanks for
with
having
us.
us.
I
Thanks for
appreciate it. And Duffy, thank you. Ashley and Duffy Fleming of the Rotary Club here in Goldsboro. Thank you. We're back on Wayne Goldsboro Television, the final segment of the program here. Behind us you can see a lot of the rides that are being set up. The big Ferris wheel is up, and I'm sure they'll be testing it out. Of course, before any of the fair goers come to rides, to get on these rides, before that ever happens, before the fair ever opens, these are tested by the state of North Carolina. North Carolina sends in their folks in here, and the rides are inspected to make sure every bolt is tight, to make sure every belt is running right, to make sure everything is proper and it's installed properly. So it's a safe fair, very safe rides. There's plenty of security around here. You can see this, that we have shown you that there's pavement on the ground, and it's just a very clean fair. Also, they have wash stations that you can wash your hands. The petting zoo, there's not a petting zoo. The animals, you can't get to the animals to pet them or anything like that. It's just a very safe, they take a lot of things into consideration at this Wayne Regional Agricultural Fair, an award-winning fair many times over. If you are a painter, Christy Thompson is a painter, and she wants to teach everybody some fun classes this fall for the Arts Council of Wayne County. And starting in November, students of this particular class will be bringing a printed 8x10 black and white and an 8x10 color photo of your favorite pet. And with that photo, you'll create an 11x14 painting. You'll be able to pick your style, realistic or pop art. But if you want to register for this, it's going to be a fun class. Register at 919-736-3300. Supplies included will cost you $65. And this will be every Tuesday in November, November 1st, November 8th, and November 15th. Well, it won't be every Tuesday because the latter part of there will be just before, will be around Thanksgiving. Anyway, so Tuesday, November 1st, November 8th, and November 15th, $65. And the classes will be held from 6 until 7:30 on those dates. And again, to register for this, you want to call 919-736-3300. What's that right there?
Beaver Moon Ride. Join Goldsboro Parks and Recs for their 4th annual Beaver Moon Ride. We will have music, What the Deal, a food truck, beverages sponsored by R.A. Jeffries, and guided trail rides. The cost is $15 per rider.
Wow.
And it includes a dry fit long sleeve event shirt. Grab your friend and sign up today. It was Saturday, November the 19th, from 3 to 6 p.m. at Stony Creek North.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Sounds like a lot of fun. Stony Creek North.
Yes.
I bet that's on that trail out there behind, well, I won't say what it's behind, but it's out there off East Ash Street. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. 739-7480. Is that their number?
That's it.
739-7480 for the Goldsboro Parks and Recreation Department. Now this is a deal and a half here. I love this. If you enjoy anything at all about the ocean, and if you enjoy the Outer Banks, then you'll know how wonderful this deal is. If you don't know anything about the Outer Banks, or if you've never been, you're in for a treat. It's an Outer Banks cabin retreat. A cabin retreat. This is the middle of November, November 12th, 13th, and 14th, and it will only cost you $50 per person. Great Island Cabin Camp is on the South Core Banks within beautiful Cape Lookout National Seashore just off the mainland of North Carolina. The historic camp has been a favorite of fishermen and beach goers for many, many years. The park's sandy beaches are a prime location for fishing, exploring, beach combing, swimming, birding, or simply relaxing. Campers, however, must provide your own linens, bedding, cookware, food, and food storage. Also coolers and first aid supplies and anything else needed during the stay. But for $50 per person, this is a great, and transportation is included. They'll even take you there. Now, call the Parks and Recreation Department to get more information about this, or go ahead and make your reservations. 919-739-7449. 739-7449.
September the 28th is Veterans Appreciation Day. It will be at the Veterans Service Office at 2001D East Ash Street from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. You bring your military verification for a free hot dog, chips, and a drink.
That's tomorrow.
Yes.
That's tomorrow. Veteran Services Office is on East Ash Street, right next to the Senior Center, right?
Yes.
That was the old Nash Printing Company building, I believe.
That's right.
But it's been the Veteran Service Office long enough that we now know it as the Veteran Services Office. Duh. And it's in the same building as Literacy Connections, right?
Yes.
There you go. Same building there. All right, that's tomorrow. A couple of more things for you here very quickly. On October 2, that's Sunday, this Sunday, between 12:30 and 5 o'clock, 12:30 p.m., Sunday afternoon, Providence United Methodist Church will have a blood drive. Ta-da! A blood drive this Sunday at Providence United Methodist Church. And then on October 10th, the following week, that's a Monday, I believe, starting at 8:30 in the morning, Eastern Wayne High School will have a blood drive. 8:30, Monday the 10th, Eastern Wayne High School, a Red Cross blood drive. Okay. Is that it?
Don't forget Amnesty Day, October the 1st, which is this Saturday.
I am so glad you mentioned that. I forgot all about it.
Right there it is.
Right where? Is that it?
That's it.
Oh, yeah. This is so important. Thank you for this. Amnesty Day coming up on October 1st, this Saturday, at the Wayne County Landfill, where you can take wood and tree limbs and bricks and furniture and white goods and tires and construction debris and all that kind of good stuff. Amnesty Day. Stash your trash for no cash. You know, oftentimes you take things out there and there's a charge. Well, there's no charge this time. This is Amnesty Day coming up this Saturday. Hazardous waste or liquids are not accepted. Amnesty Day is no exception. Those items, hazardous waste and liquids, are never accepted, and Amnesty Day is no exception. They can't take them that day. But if you have wood, tree limbs, yard waste, anything like that, bricks, white goods, furniture, tires, anything like that, take them out to the Wayne County landfill. That's on South Landfill Road, just off that other street. Oh, Durham Lake Road. It's off Durham Lake Road, which is off Highway 13. You go to the fairgrounds, hang a right. Go down about a mile, hang a left. Go down a couple of miles, hang a right. And boom, there you are. Okay? It's Amnesty Day, October 1st, this Saturday. That should wrap it up.
That's it.
Okay, let's give our trivia question answer for today. Time for Tony, the name of a theme song used on a television program for the last 52 years. Time for Tony is the name of it, written by a gentleman by the name of, I forget, Merv Griffin. Merv Griffin, the same guy that wrote I've Got a Lovely Bunch of Coconuts. No, he didn't write it, he sang it though. But anyway, that's beside the point. He wrote the song Time for Tony for his son Tony for the television program. Well, let's see now. They changed the name of the song to Think. They changed the name of the song to Think. That's the name of the theme song for the television show Jeopardy. This is Jeopardy! That's what Johnny says.
Right.
And this is... What is this? Wayne Goldsboro Television. Until tomorrow. We'll be back at tomorrow if they'll allow us to, and we appreciate that very much. Until then, I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Pat Garner.
And this is Wayne Goldsboro Television.